Hello everybody, Storm here, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In the last episode, we continued in the Hissing Wastes, investigating the dwarven tombs to unlock their treasures and get the pieces of the key that we need to finally unlock the Tomb of Pharaoh. So we went ahead and took care of that, in addition to, cleaning up a lot of other things like rifts and everything. So we should almost be done here. Just have a couple of things left to do. We have this... Oh, wait, there's something right here. Let me flag it. This rift to deal with, and we need to find the Tomb of Pharaoh. And there is also a dragon in the area. And it looks like that is an ocularum. I'll go ahead and reveal the shards.
There must be something here.
Something nearby. Let me just hit the ocularum. 2 shards, 1 there and 1 there. Piece of cake. Oh, and there is a landmark here. Lonely light. Someone has lit a brazier full of oil here. Possibly that as a guiding light. Should anyone need to find this rocky outcropping in the dark. What's this? A journal on dwarven ruins. I didn't think the Hissing Waste would be so lively, but there are hunters prowling the dunes. One of them showed me a hidden watering hole and some fine spots to camp. I asked her about the old Tig, but she didn't even know what a Tig was until I explained dwarves had more cities than just Orzammar. She clearly thinks I'm barmy, coming all the way here to study the ruins. Polite about it, though. The statues here were chiseled thousands of years ago, I'm sure of it. Either these people loved dwarven architecture, or the commonly known fact that dwarves never built cities on the surface is wrong. This is the stuff world-famous treaties are made of. Or treatises, most likely. Alright, well, back on my mount. And I don't know if you can tell yet, but we'll see in a moment, that I'm actually bringing a different team. Because there is a dragon in these parts, somewhere. Most likely where I'm headed. Alright, pretty standard. Clear the rift. I'm bringing Dorian and Vivian along because they prove very effective at killing high-level dragons in Priest Burial. So bring along the same team. Alright, 2 right next to each other. Let's go ahead and dispel those. We have a despair demon. Prioritize the despair demon. Let's dispel that shield. Oh, something hit me hard. Alright, that'll do it. There we go. Alright. From the information that I looked up, the dragon is to the east here. There's an area over here that we haven't discovered yet, so we're gonna go over there, find and fight the dragon, and then see if we can't find this tomb that we are after. This tomb of Pharaoh. That's the last thing we need to do here. There are the shards, but I'm gonna swoop back around and pick up the shards on my own before, proceeding back to the temple to unlock all the areas of the temple with the shards. Oh, we appear to have wyverns. Alright. Something's up ahead. Appear to be dwarven statues. Some wyverns, but we're going to avoid fighting if we can. There's a whole bunch of wyverns. And there's a wyvern right there. We'll check out these dwarven ruins here. We are looking for a dwarven tomb. And, well, it looks like we found the tomb of Pharaoh. Alright. There's something here. I don't think it's a death root. Must be down in there.
What is that? That has to be a dragon.
And it looks like we also found our dragon. Alright. What's this? Journal in Dwarven Ruins. I was tracing heraldry etched on a wall when I noticed pictures of weapons with winged lizards worked into the decoration. I spent the rest of the day translating the inscriptions. This verse was apparently passed down through Pharaoh's house, through his father to his father's father, and so on for hundreds of generations. From the stone, have no fear of anything, but the stoneless sky betrays with wings of flame. If the surface must be breached, if there is no other way, bring weapons against the Urtok and heed their screams. Urtok means dragon. Why was it part of an ancient crest? Why were these dwarves so worried about a monster they'd never see that they worked it into their weapons? This place becomes more impossible every day. This is actually what I came over here to find, but I got a 2-for-1 deal.
There's our dragon.
Indeed. Sleeping soundly. Well, time to give it a rude wake-up call. Morning, sunshine. Fire dragons. So yeah, it's a good idea that we didn't have Dorian with us, because he's our ice mage. See if this one behaves like the ones in Priest de Leon, where it calls the little ones. We are wearing it fast. Ooh, that damage. We'll unleash this. One is a fire dragon, so that isn't going to do much. Bringing in reinforcements. There's that shield. Get Dorian back up. I guess I'll take care of it. Get closer. knew that was coming. I have pretty low health now. Wear it down. Ooh. Almost down. Little ones. Us down. There we go. Good job, team.
Is everyone all right?
I'm fine. But the first blast took a few hairs off my head.
Robes of the High Keeper. Superb stamina amulet. Armor of the Knights Divine. We are rapidly running out of room for loot. I'm definitely due for a trip back to Skyhold soon. A nest, I guess. Alright, here's the place. Nothing fancy, it looks like. Alright, what do we have for loot? 100 gold, superb demon slaying rune schematic, Bianca aiming 3. Promise of the storm, superb ring of barrier penetration.
Never seen a rune like this before. Is this what the Venatori were after?
Men have died in the desert for worse things.
Alright, so we'll have to see if we can't craft some good stuff from all the schematics we got out of this. Alright, so the only thing left here is to pick up those shards, which, as I mentioned, I'm going to do that later on my own. Yep, so that should be it. Let's just run quick through the journal, make sure there isn't anything that we're missing. Of someone fallen fortune, there's still that. Before the dawn. Go to the war table to find Samson's weakness. We gotta work on that. Disaster in Deep Roads, we have to unlock that. That's a DLC. Bloodstone Survey, Obsidian Survey, Elixir Requisition. The cold endured, the fire captured, the spirit calmed. Okay, rifts in the oasis. So yeah, we have to unlock the rest of those areas in the Forbidden Oasis with the shards. Hinterlands is the one that I couldn't complete because I think it was bugged. I'm not too worried about tracking all those down. Lost Temple of Durthamin, we're not worried about that. Skyhold, not worried about that. Storm Coast, Anti-Venom, no. Western Approach, no. Okay, so good. The only thing we really have left is not part of the main story quest are this one mission I have to run about Samson and start to work on the DLC. Alright. So, let's... Oh, not what I wanted to do. Let's head back to Skyhold and see what we have at the war table. So, I'm going to pause the recording. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, here we are back at the war table. We have a few things to pick up. Learn more about dragons. Alright, excerpt of Frederick of Sorrow's report. We found a clutch of intact dragon eggs, which are currently incubating in Skyhold. Oh, really? For study purposes only, of course. How dangerous can baby dragons be? Very dangerous, as we have experienced. We found little else. From eyewitness reports, the adult dragons never ventured close to where the red lyrium grows, even though they could easily have done so. I can only conclude that the creatures instinctively understand that red lyrium poses a threat. Prismatic Great Axe schematic. Okay. We have Bestow Morning Hala. Sister Liliana, everything went according to plan. The Hala was brought in under banners, and the villagers of the Red Crossing believe they have been given the honor of keeping hostage a Hala that is sacred to the Dalish because of their proud history. The Dalish have no idea that their gift of mourning is being taken as a trophy won in victory, but if it cools tempers on both sides, so much the better. Both Red Crossing and the Dalish have been most grateful. We have a chromatic greatsword. Okay. What do we have over here? Finding Samson's weakness. Report ready. Dagna has forwarded what she learned about Samson's strange armor. Her glee over her discovery is disconcerting, but her information may prove invaluable. We should speak at your earliest convenience, Inquisitor. Cullen. Alright. I guess we'll go talk to Cullen. Then. All right.
Your worship.
Let's go talk to Cullen. Actually, is it easier to get to him this way? Probably. Cullen.
No red lyrium, no allies, and soon Samson will have no armor, I hope.
You hope?
Dagna's started work on her red lyrium samples, but she needs more details on the armor. We found orders in the mine. They mention Maddox, a name I did not expect to hear.
They also mention a vessel.
Samson's letter said something about taking over as the vessel.
Perhaps it's a rank among the Red Templars. It could be a title from ancient Tevinter. Or it's some other role Corypheus has planned for Samson, and Maddox is part of it.
Is this someone you know?
Another voice from your past?
In a way, this is complicated. Maddox was a mage in Kirkwall's circle. Samson smuggled letters between him and his sweetheart. Eventually, Samson was caught. That's why he was cast out of the Order. Maddox was made tranquil and became a skilled craftsman of magical items. Samson must have rescued him.
He was made tranquil for that?
Can't believe they made a man tranquil over a few love letters.
The official charge was corrupting the moral integrity of a Templar. Knight Commander Meredith wielded the brand for far lesser offenses, believe me.
And rescued from what?
Why would Maddox need saving?
When the mages rebelled in Kirkwall, the worst battles took place at the gallows in the circle itself. I thought Maddox had died in the fighting, or was eking out a living on the streets. A hard fate for a tranquil in Kirkwall. Samson must have found him, taken him in.
This Maddox could be a useful ally.
Having an inside man among Samson's forces would be invaluable, if we could convince him.
I couldn't say. I've lived around Tranquil most of my life, and I've never understood them. It seems Maddox built Samson's armor for him, and maintains it still. Tranquil and Kirkwall needed rare and expensive supplies for their enchantments. Supplies we can trace. I can have our men kick down some doors, Inquisitor. Samson's armor might lead us right to his stronghold.
Alright, we now have a new operation at the war table. So I guess I'll head back there for just a second. Alright, back at the war table, and we do have a new operation here, track down Samson. Using Maddox as a lead, Cullen has begun to hunt down anyone providing equipment and supplies that Maddox might need for Samson's armor. Lyrium, reagents, dwarven tools, and so on. Cullen is arranging patrols along roads and bridges for any sign of Samson's forces trading and moving equipment. Right, he says, I can have the patrols leave right away. This could lead to Samson's headquarters.
All right.
Go for it. Alright, so what we're actually going to do is probably end this episode here. It's a little early, but I think it's a good place to stop. I have some things to do here in Skyhold. I need to check everybody's equipment because of all the new loot we got. I need to unload all of the extra garbage. I need to run through some crafting to see if any of the new schematics that we got are worth anything. And then I'm probably also going to go ahead and run around to the various areas and pick up any of those shards that we missed. And just have that all taken care of for next episode. If I can get all of that before I get to my next recording session. So, we'll decide what it is we're going to do next when we get there. Have a few options. We can go back to the temple. Where is it? Yeah, over here for the shards. We can advance the main story, or we can hit up the Disaster in the Deep Roads DLC. So, I'll have to think about what we're going to do next. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.